welcome. I'm Damon Bruce. Good to have you along for the NBA here on 2K Sports. Friday Hoops Fest coming up next. It'll be the Toronto Raptors facing off against...
And a thoughtful moment indeed. The national anthem and a crowd anxiously awaiting the tip-off. Welcome, everyone. This is what you've been... And now a quick check of our starting lineups for both teams. First, for the Raptors, Lowry and DeRozan, they're the backcourt. And at the 5, the 5th overall pick in the 2011 draft, a fleet-footed 6'11" big man out of Lithuania, Jonas Valanciunas. Then there's Rudy Gay, and it's Johnson in at the 4 slot. And for New York, Felton is out there with Iman Shumpert. And in the middle, the 2012 defensive 7'1" rebounder, shot blocker, and leader Tyson Chandler. Then it's Anthony, and it's Bargnani in at the 4-man position.
And one of the plays we're going to see with him a lot is the pick and roll. He's tremendous both as a screener and a popper. And you don't see him whistle for a lot of moving screens because his positioning is solid and his timing is right on the money.
And Steve, he's also the player they rally around at the defensive end. I mean, they cause some real havoc when he's out there running the show defensively.
This is to Shumpert. Outside for Felton. For the 3. No luck. And Toronto will go the other way with it.
Rudy Gay is clearly a player with star potential, guys. He's got size, skill, elite athleticism. He's in his 8th season now, and he's looking to put it all together and make his first All-Star team. That's an efficient start for them offensively, working it inside for the easy 2 points.
Yeah, Clark, I think they can really attack this club in the paint. That's where they...
Just floating to the rim on that slam.
Boy, when he gets up and stays up.
Boy, smooth and graceful. How about the hang time? That's impressive.
Well, for so long, the Knicks have been the punchline of the Eastern Conference the last decade. Poorly managed contracts and questionable trades really kept them from rising to the top in the East. But once again now, they look like a powerhouse.
Well, with only one attempt so far falling, this is not looking good. 1 for 4 so far.
Toronto, they've gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Kicks it out to Johnson. He feeds it to DeRozan. Wide open shot is on the money. DeRozan's got his 2nd bucket of the game. To go. And Clark, you were right. The Knicks were a powerhouse last season. Steve, 37 wins against the rest of the conference, and they just would dominate other teams at times.
Well, they're a team that doesn't really want to run a lot or force tempo. They just kind of want to get you in the half court. They don't turn the ball over, and they bury you from long range. So, they found their identity last year and really dominated in that Eastern Conference.
Earlier, Doris Burke spoke with head coach Dwayne Casey.
I asked him about the matchup problems created by a player like Andrea Bargnani, a 7-foot sharpshooter. He said he can give us problems, no doubt. It's tough to really bother that shot, and he can also put it on the deck and drive. We've got to just get into his body, try to make him a facilitator rather than a scorer. Kevin, we'll see if they're successful.
Thanks, Doris. He kicks it to DeRozan. Chandler with the block. And now the Knicks on the break. Shumpert's running. Here's Felton. And that one's good.
And, for Raptors coach Dwayne Casey from last season, he's wanted to improve the rim protection inside. Now with a little more size, you add Valanciunas, and hopefully the pieces are in place for Casey to build a winning team in Toronto.
Kicks it to Chandler. No good. Good work defensively by Gay. Raptors trail by 4. And when you look at this Raptors team, they have size and athleticism, Steve, certainly capable of defending them.
Yeah, they do have the talent to be good defensively. Some length on the perimeter. I think Valanciunas is an interesting player with defensive capabilities. So this is a club that has the potential to be pretty good at that end of the floor.
J.R. Smith's checked in for New York. And here in the first, about 3 minutes in. And Shumpert kicks to Smith. Felton, a 3 ball. New York No good that time either.
This quarter has not been his best. The defense may be starting to affect him a little bit.
And the rejection by Smith. And a fast break now for New York. Goes up, flushes it down to finish the break. Tremendous stuff from a guy, Clark, we think more of for his passing.
Yeah, but he's got tremendous leaping ability and a surplus supply, too.
Well, that's a great aggressive move, and 2 big points, too.
Felton the pass to Carmelo, and that comes off the assist by Raymond Felton. Anthony's got his first points of the night.
Purely from a size standpoint, that is a mismatch that's going to be hard to overcome defensively.
Back to Gay. Here's Valanciunas, rejected by Bargnani. And that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession. On some changes here for the Raptors. Aaron Gray, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Hansbrough comes in for Amir Johnson. And Landry Fields subbed in for Rudy Gay. Here's Ross. Amari Stoudemire with the rebound.
You know, when Terrence Ross was drafted 8th overall, a lot of people were kind of scratching their heads as to why the Raptors were taking at that position. Some debate and uncertainty still resides there in the minds of some, but it's not quite as questioned because he's shown that he's got the tools to be a great wing player down the road.
Udrich dishes to Smith. Gets it to go. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Knicks.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
Yeah, it sure has. And another area where they've been on point is defending the rim, guys. A lot of blocked shots through the first 2 quarters.
So, timeout called here, the first for Toronto. Well, even though Terrence Ross didn't get the most playing time in his rookie season, he got enough on a consistent basis to flash what he was capable of with the Toronto Raptors last year.
Now, really, as a rookie, all you want is a chance to show what you can do on the court, and I thought Ross did that. Made some highlight reel plays with his athleticism, can really run and get up and dunk, and he's got a nice 3-point stroke as well.
Fields can't get it to go.
You know, they've been beating this club to a lot of loose balls and rebounds here early on.
Love the work ethic they've come out of the locker room with.
Well, sometimes, guys, you can forget he's out there, and all of a sudden, bang, he'll string together 3 or 4 shots in a row and just take over the game.
And also, he catches a lot of defenders off balance, Steve, with his ability to pull up and drain shots off the bounce. It's a very effective skill to have.
They get it back. He dishes it to Augustine. Landry Fields on the wing. And the pass to Augustine. Now the feed to Fields. Off the mark, and the drought continues.
Well, they'll give him that shot. He doesn't have the most reliable jump shot in the world. We know that.
Well, it's going to be out of bounds. The Knicks will retain possession. We've got 28 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Shot skilled by Anthony.
They worked hard and created great chances for themselves in this opening quarter.
Well, if they can match that effort at the defensive end, look out.
Felton goes in, and it is flushed down with a nice jam.
They've made one basket after another since getting this game started, and you wonder, is the blowout in store?
Too early to say that and go there, Steve, but it has been pretty ugly so far.
Three-pointer Augustine. The shot is off. From mid-court. So as we end the first quarter. Welcome back, everyone. We're ready to get going again as this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports continues. Players are topped off with Gatorade, hydrated, and ready to get going again as well. And a comfortable margin for the Knicks here, guys.
And the key is you look at the steal totals for this team. They have really put good pressure on the offense.
Well, you know what? Pressure can lead to pilfers, and pilfers can lead to points. So we've got the 3 Ps: pressure, pilfers, points. Get it done.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Wood. Doris, over to you.
Gentlemen, Rudy Gay and Kyle Lowry came into the league together as rookies with the Memphis Grizzlies and played 2.5 years together before Lowry was traded to Houston. Now they're reunited on the Raptors. Lowry said, having Rudy coming in, it's really my brother. We hang out together. We do everything pretty much together. He's also excited about what Rudy brings to the team, saying he can create his own shot, a high flyer. He's a big shot guy. He's going to be an all-star. And guys, with Lowry setting the table, he can help make that a reality.
That friendship, such a great foundation for their success. Thanks, Doris. From deep. Kept alive by New York. Felton kicks to Anthony. Shumpert. Pass to Stoudemire. He hangs. Goes back up. No good. Great D that time from Gray. Raptors trail by 18.
Hey, guys, you know, the Raptors were at the bottom of the Atlantic Division once again this past season, but the silver lining there is that they seem to be improved as a team. The problem is the rest of the division improved right along with them.
He's a big reason why they have the lead right now. He's made all of his field goal attempts thus far. He remains hot from the floor.
And the Raptors going out now with a whole new group. Toronto's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Well, the Raptors, the bottom of the Atlantic with the record of 5-11 against the rest of that division. They'll need to do better than that to climb out of the cellar this season.
Well, it's going to take a lot. Raptors won 34 games last year, but they still found themselves struggling to win games in the Atlantic. It is a good division, but they can make improvement. There's plenty of talent there, and I think that's going to be one of the keys this year, how well they play against teams in the Atlantic.
And here in the second, with about a minute and a half gone by, Stoudemire left side. Out to Shumpert. From deep three-point range. Toronto grabs the miss. Stoudemire, the pass to Chandler. There's the bucket good. Chandler's got 6.
The defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Giving up these easy chances is going to do wonders for their confidence.
Well, you know, the rumors started early last season, and they never went away. Eventually, it all came to a head when Rudy Gay was traded to the Raptors, ending his tenure with the Grizzlies in what was an interesting move, to say the least.
Back to DeRozan. Passes it to Lowry. Raptors moving the ball around. That drops. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Here's Stoudemire, and the shot is good. And for Rudy Gay and Toronto, not a team that's been as competitive as the Grizzlies, but possibly a better fit, perhaps, for his teammates.
I think maybe because they run an up-tempo, kind of spread-the-floor type of offense, and a team that didn't really have a dominant interior score anyway. So Gay is going to be relied on heavily by Toronto, and he's going to have to play to live up to that big contract.
More freedom to operate, perhaps, too.
I think so.
Out to Shumpert. Launches a 3. They grab their own miss. Stoudemire dishes to Carmelo. Felton. And the 3 off target.
Well, his shot's been off today, no question. He's not the guy they're going to want to look to if they want to keep this lead where it is.
Lowry kicks to Gay. Carmelo Anthony comes up with the rebound.
And the defense got away with a major lapse there.
And stolen by Kyle Lowry. Knocked away. And now the Knicks on the break. Shumpert with the ball. And Raymond Felton the bucket on the assist by Shumpert. 8 points for Raymond Felton.
And the defense paying instant dividends. Fast break basket.
Yeah, that transition was immediate. Didn't waste a second getting out on the break.
And that one's good. The Knicks leading by 18. Chandler outside. Fires the 3. And out of bounds as Toronto gains possession.
What's interesting for me to watch with Mike Woodson as head coach in New York is the exciting floor spacing offense they started playing last season. In Atlanta, he's been known for a grinded out isolation play style, but has actually tweaked his approach a little bit, and that's been impressive.
Catching up on the changes for New York. Meta World Peace, he's checked in for Stoudemire. Smith comes in for Carmelo Anthony. And it's Udrih in for Raymond Felton. Lowry gets a screen from Valanciunas. A three from Gay. Can't get it to go.
Oh, boy, he is just cold as ice. I don't think he's going to be the one to help them cut into the lead.
Chandler's shot, good. And back to Mike Woodson, not a flashier, high-maintenance type of personality. He keeps it on the level, and I think, Steve, the players appreciate that.
Players definitely like that. He's very quiet on the sidelines, but not afraid to get in your face when necessary. And I think that's a really good temperament for a coach to have. In general, I think he's a guy who is very well respected around the league and did an excellent job with New York a season ago.
Shumpert passes to Udrih. Off the left rim and out. Raptors trail by 17. DeRozan dishes to Lowry. Puts the lead pass in front of him. And now the Knicks on the break. Here's Shumpert. He has a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
Yeah,
wow.
that could very well be a contender for Dunk of the Year and perhaps might make its way all over the internet.
I'm with you. I'm with you, Clark. That's a crowd pleaser if I've ever seen one.
There's 6 points on consecutive 3 balls. They're finding holes in this defense.
It should be easy to correct, though, if you start making the right rotations defensively.
Pass to Chandler. Shot is off. Excellent D there by Johnson. Toronto's gotten cold from deep in the second quarter, just 2 of 6 from long range. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock in game. Lowry from outside, and it's good. Lowry's got 10 points in the quarter. The Knicks leading by 13. Feeds to Shumpert. Fires for 3. A rebound by Johnson. Johnson's got 4 rebounds in this game.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
Here's Shumpert. And he just knocked down the buzzer here.
How about that? A perfect finish to the half for them to tack another 3 points onto their lead.
And so a pretty lopsided game for the first half. New York ahead, up by 16. And it's time now for the Sprint Halftime Show with Damon Bruce. We'll be back shortly to get the second half underway.
Now, presented by Sprint.
And it's a blowout underway in New York. Let's break it down for
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. Carmelo Anthony really has his fingerprints all over this one.
I like that he didn't force anything in that first half. His decision-making was really flawless.
That being the case, Steve, I think they want him to be more assertive in the second half. Look to take more shots. Be a little more shot hungry, even the tough ones.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Well, Kevin, although Andrea Bargnani is a player that had seemed to have lost a lot of value around the league, the Knicks were actually eager to acquire him this offseason, despite the money remaining on his contract. And you can see the fit. A team that loves to spread the floor and shoot threes, he can certainly do that, and gives the team another versatile scorer to complement the brilliant Carmelo Anthony. Kevin, we'll see how it works out.
Seems like a good fit. Thanks, Doris. Three-pointer, Lowry, and the dunk by Valanciunas.
Well, most of all, I just love the work he puts in on the offensive glass. So many of his points come on putbacks just because of sheer hustle.
And another thing he's known for all over the league is what an angry shot blocker he is. He does it with an attitude when he knocks it out of the air and sends it behind the shooter. Tyson Chandler, first-time All-Star last season, his 12th season in the league. This is a guy that came right out of high school. It was a long time coming for him, but certainly that All-Star berth well-deserved.
The defense sagged off, and, he did not hesitate to rise up and bury that three.
New York leading by 10. Felton kicks to Bargnani. Back to Felton. Chandler down low. Bargnani. The dish to Carmelo. Gives him the lead pass. Puts up the baby hook. Tried to bank it in, but he misses. And for Tyson Chandler, it's been a long road over the last few seasons. Steve, he's playing undoubtedly the best basketball of his career.
Yeah, a key contributor on Team USA, an NBA champion with the Mavericks in 2011, and now an NBA All-Star. It's the defense, it's the understanding of his teammates and the game plan. Just a very, very smart player and a hard worker as well.
Toronto calls timeout.
You know, after losing Jeremy Lin going into last season, guys, I think some fans were concerned that the team might slip back to isolation basketball and their offense would stagnate, but instead they flourished as a three-point shooting team.
Third quarter here, over a minute and a half into it, and it's DeRozan missing.
More often than not today, those shots have not dropped for him.
Dishes it to Bargnani. Smooth as silk on the finger roll. And the Knicks lead by 14.
He had his head on the swivel and was able to pick out the pass and get the assist.
And back to the Knicks personnel moves, you got to give them a lot of credit going out and finding shooters and defenders and Steve, playmakers to surround their star players with.
Yeah, they ended up with Bargnani, putting him at the kind of a shooting four spot, adding another three-point threat. The Knicks are always going to be aggressive personnel-wise. So this was already a good team, second best record in the East, but they're looking to get better.
And that one's good. Shumpert.
How about the passing? Moving the ball without any thought, without any agenda.
It's hard to overstate all the points they've scored on assists today. Beautiful to watch.
Gay outside. He passes to DeRozan. And they get it. Here's Johnson. They shoot again. And finally they hit one.
Well, that's how you pick up second chance points. Stay active, be energetic, and react as soon as the shot goes up.
Some changes for Toronto. Gray comes in for Jonas Valanciunas, and Tyler Hansbrough's subbed in for Amir Johnson. New York leading by 15. Back to Bargnani. From deep. And it's Kyle Lowry with the rebound. Lowry's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Inside, DeRozan.
Maybe that'll ignite him. I mean, impossible not to get pumped up after that. At least I think that would be the case.
Well, you can see the immediate reaction of the guys on the bench. They are. Look at them. They are pumped up.
Yeah, they're geeked.
That's what those alley-oops do, though.
Backing down is Chandler. Shumpert. New York moving the ball around. Felton kicks to Anthony. Back to Felton. From deep three-point range. And it's out of bounds. The Raptors will take it the other way. DJ Augustine's checked in for Toronto. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Anthony on the double team. Augustine passes to Gay. From the arc. And Shumpert pulls it down. New York's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. He feeds it to Chandler. Free throw line jump shot. That is good. Chandler's got 10 points.
You got to like his shot selection today. He set a good example for the rest of his teammates. One of the big things that Iman Shumpert brings to the team is his pressure defensively on the perimeter. When you have a guard like him who can go out and bother ball handlers, they can really take an opponent out of its offense.
It's Carmelo Anthony on the wing. He kicks it to Chandler. Poked loose. He dishes it to Bargnani. That's good on the jump shot. And the Knicks lead by 17. The Raptors shooting just 33% in the second half so far. They need to look at more high-quality shots. Another miss by Gay. And Shumpert had that ACL tear in the 2012 playoffs, but after missing the first month and a half, I thought he bounced back pretty well.
I'd say he did. I mean, there was some concern. His game is really predicated on his athleticism at this point, but he looked pretty good. Not a great outside shooter, but he cut his turnovers down and showed he could still elevate for some spectacular finishes and was not bad shooting the ball from the three-point line.
Amir Johnson's checked in for the Raptors. Andrew Fields comes in for Rudy Gay.
Everything's falling now, and this lead continues to increase.
Yeah, it's just way too hard to keep up with a scoring pace like this. I mean, and that's why the defense is having a tough time.
Here's Smith. Trips down the breakaway slam. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle step for the Knicks.
Boy, they're hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end. Very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
And I'll tell you, the other thing that's been a factor is the transition game. They're scoring a lot of points on the fast break.
Took the opportunity when he saw it. Augustine's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. The Knicks leading by 18. Smith outside. Felton kicks to Bargnani. Back to Felton. Into Stoudemire. And he bangs it home with one hand.
Tell you what, he's not an easy guy to stop when he's got his sight on the rim.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
And I love how he goes with that one-hand tomahawk slam. Beautiful.
And Augustine kicks to Johnson. A second chance effort, and it's good on the layup.
Very nice pickup of the offensive rebound. And once he gets his hands on it, you know it's going back up and back in.
And here's Anthony from the arc. Nice D from Landry Fields. Now Lowry, 13 points in the game. Again, Toronto. 7 seconds left in the third quarter. Bargnani from long range. And the shot is good. Bargnani's got 7 points in the game.
It's a great opportunity right there. He's got such tremendous length. He can just rise up and get separation for the three.
And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. And here are the Knicks now. And DeRozan.
How about that basketball, man?
Beautiful.
Wow.
That's not as easy as he made it look, guys. You've got to have some skills to pull that baby off.
Well, he's got plenty of those skills necessary.
You know it. The guy can climb the ladder, can't he? You know, he's got a quick trigger from that range when he senses that the defense has backed off.
Lowry kicks to Johnson. Lowry. And Lowry gets double teamed. Gay outside. Wide open look. They get it back. Shakes off the strong D and gets to the bucket for 2. 6 points for Johnson. New York leading by 17. Kicks to Udrih. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time.
He went a decent amount of time before his first turnover there. It's really been a good, safe stretch of basketball from him to this point.
And the Knicks making a change here. Bargnani's checked in. DeRozan. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. Lowry's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Clark, one thing we've seen from these guys is excellent ball movement.
And you love to see that, Kevin. I mean, I love watching unselfish play, and I know Steve enjoys that too.
Yeah, that's the best part of the game. I mean, a 5-man team game where the ball moves. There's so much unselfish play. It's beautiful to watch.
To the inside. DeRozan throws down the alley-oop slam.
Really hard to decide, guys, which was better. The pass, the catch, or the slam?
Clark, there's no wrong answer to that one, my friend. Sensational alley-oop all the way around.
Agreed.
All of the above.
Lowry dishes to Gay. Gets it to go.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
I agree. They need more energy in the post, maybe some double teaming. They've got to get their defense in gear.
The pass to Udrih. Wide open. And there are the Knicks with another bucket.
They've done a lot of good work with the ball. Really moving both the ball and moving bodies, getting quality chances at the hoop.
And they're not wasting chances when they get them. I mean, they're hitting their shots.
I thought he rushed it a little bit, guys, because he had a clean look. Just lost his focus.
Shot's good by Anthony. And the Knicks lead by 17.
No, the only tough part of that basket for him was getting into such good position. The rest of it seemed easy.
A 3 from Gay. Here's Hansbrough, and it's blocked by Anthony. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. With the lead pass. And there's Udrih. That's good on the assist by Anthony. Anthony's got 5 assists tonight.
Well, they played terrific basketball at both ends, and that's why this lead is totally out of control.
Really been an almost flawless game for him, Steve. No doubt about it.
And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in.
Oh, this is getting ridiculous. They can't possibly keep this run going much longer.
I tell you what, Steve, it's already lasted longer than I thought possible.
And the Raptors call time here.
You know, it wasn't a surprise that the Raptors struggled on the road. Most young teams do. They were 13-28 as the visiting team. They did end the year looking a lot more dangerous on the road than they started, though.
Jonas Valanciunas, who's checked in for Toronto. Knocked loose and stolen by Felton. New York with the ball. They've got an 8-0 run. Smith kicks to Felton. Back to Smith. Some nice passing by New York here. Great D that time from DeRozan. Well, Clark, you were talking about the Raptors' struggles on the road. They didn't have the best road record at the end of the season, as you said, but, Steve, they did show some bite with their play.
You know, one of the interesting stats from the Raptors last year is they actually scored more points on the road than they did at home, and that rarely happens in the NBA. But I think the big thing with Toronto, their defense has to improve more than anything else.
Tyler Hansbrough's checked in for Amir Johnson. Raptors trail by 21. Lowry with the ball. Now Felton defending. And now the Knicks on the break. Oh, and that jam by Anthony.
Boy, I love it. Active hands on the steal, active feet on the fast break.
And Clark power on dunk.
And guys, this is just too close of a game to be giving the ball up like that and then failing to get back in transition.
Some changes for Toronto. Aaron Gray, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Landry Fields comes in for Rudy Gay. And Terrence Ross is subbed in for DeMar DeRozan. Here's Ross, and they cash in right away with the quick shot. Now the Knicks with it. They're on a 10-2 run here. The feed now to Udrich. Pass to Bargnani. There's the dish to Udrich. Felton. That's good, and it's Udrich with the assist that time. And that's 11 points for Raymond Felton.
They didn't get a chance to knock one down in the first, but the defense left him a look, and he nailed it. He'll make them pay when he's open.
And that'll be Toronto as it goes out of bounds. Raptors retain possession. Kenyon Martin is checked in for Bargnani. Here's Ross. Udrich grabs the board. New York with the ball. They're on a 15-6 run. And World Peace kicks to Stoudemire. That's good.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Now, you got to make a defensive adjustment here, Clark. Time to collapse inside, force the ball back out in the perimeter, make them beat you from long range.
Augustine passes to Ross. No good on the triple.
Boy, I'm shocked he didn't make that one. He usually knocks that one down with ease.
Stoudemire outside. And here's the fast break. Fields leading the way. The fast break ends at the rim with a jam.
Boy, their defense making an impact here late, Kevin.
And straight off the steal, Clark, a perfectly run fast break ends in the slam dunk.
That could be a huge 4-point swing in this game.
The Knicks shooting 61%, showing all the indications of an offense that is locked in. Augustine against Martin. Here is Augustine. Passes to Ross. Feeds it to Augustine. Fires the three. No good from Ross. They're making this a runaway.
Now, the only question now is how big will this lead eventually become? I mean, this is a blowout.
Out of bounds, Knicks ball as New York keeps possession of it.
16 seconds.
We've got 22 seconds left in the game. Nice shot by Felton.
They certainly haven't let these fans down tonight. It's been a fun night to be in the building.
It has been. I mean, the atmosphere has been great, and no doubt that helped with the winning effort.
It's tipped. It's stolen by Martin. And he banks in the layup.
Just look at how quickly their lead has grown over the course of the last few possessions.
Boy, they've really saved their best for last, haven't they?
Here's Fields. Off target. So no problem for New York as they get the win. Some days, Park, everything goes right for a team, and they just had one of those games.
Yeah, it certainly was. I mean, these guys played a